Hey, what's up guys? Joker here from LAN Syndicate, which conveniently during this weekend in mid-April is also the open beta for Doom, going on all throughout this weekend. So many of the gamers here have been taking advantage of that, playing the Doom beta. Many of the people I talked to before the event started said the Doom beta was one of the things they were most looking forward to, because there are a lot of old school, classic, hardcore Doom fans here. So I wanted to get feedback from those types of guys that played the original, put a lot of time into the original games, and can really, see the transformation going from then till now, and hopefully we can get some good feedback there, and you guys can get an idea on how the game is shaping up before it does release next month. But before we do, I'd just like to give a quick mention to thank my hardware sponsors for this trip: EVGA, Silverstone, Acer, Noctua Creative, and Code Keyboards all came on board with hardware that was needed to power this trip, so thank you very much to all of them.
And saying thanks.
They modernized it, slowed it down, added loadouts. It feels a lot like Call of Doom. I'm not sure how negative that is. Some of the guns are satisfying, like the whatever the equivalent of the Vortex, I guess it's called the Vortex, or the sniper rifle, is kind of satisfying. The Gauss guns, satisfying. They got to balance this game. You guys, you got to balance your game. There's too many instant kills, like the melee's an instant kill. Those seems to be no matter what you've got on. Gauss gun does probably too much damage in my opinion, but I guess it balances out if everybody else has it too. So I don't know. Everyone's gone the way of loadouts, and I guess that's a fair way to start. Sort of keeping people away from the race to the rocket launcher. So that's okay, but I don't know. If they speed it up a little bit and rebalance some of the weapons, I think it could be pretty damn good.
What about compared to Unreal Tournament 4 right now, if you've played that?
I cannot control that game.
That was kind of my feeling as well with the mouse accuracy, was especially trying to use like a sniper rifle. Is just there's no way to control it.
It feels. I will say this about Unreal Tournament: does feel way more old school, and I like the way that it feels from that regard. But no, it's I just can't control it. The mouse accuracy is not there.
Yeah, Doom is the first PC game I ever really played. I mean, I was just a kid in elementary school when it came out. So when they're rebooting Doom, I got super excited. I got the Wolfenstein alpha entry like immediately because I was super excited about it. I loved it so far. I know a lot of people have actually been kind of hating it on it, but I think it's great. It's a very similar game to Quake, to Quake Arena, but it is just different. It's Doom. It's Quake with a Doom skin, in my opinion, but a little bit different. Played the alpha, the closed beta, and this.
So how many hours in total would you say you have all together now between all?
Probably about 15 to 20 hours. I feel like they got the spirit of the original Doom. At least if you kind of take it from a tonal aspect of what the fans have kind of made it into, rip and tear. I love that phrase. It's just so great, and that's kind of, I feel like, what they embodied with this game so far. I mean, it's just the beta. They only got a couple game modes, a couple maps, but it's really intense, and it's brutal. I mean, everybody likes the brutal Doom mod, but I feel like that's kind of what they were going for a little bit. Was a little bit closer to brutal Doom than the old school Doom. Because if you really compare the two, it's more similar to brutal Doom.
And what about the addition of now bringing in loadouts, which was previously it was always race to rocket launcher. Now they've nerfed the rocket launcher. You can even spawn with the rocket launcher.
Right. So, I mean, a lot of people don't like the loadouts. I'm not too crazy about it either, but at the same time, for balancing, I can understand why it's there for the multiplayer.
I'm also looking forward to the campaign. I think the campaign's going to be I hope it's going to be as good as the Wolfenstein campaign was last year or the year before, because that was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the Wolfenstein game, and I'm really got high hopes for the single player campaign because it looks like it's going to be fun. But I think you can't really judge what the single player is going to be like if you've played the alpha or the beta, because it's apples and oranges.
Absolutely, and with Wolfenstein, they only went the single player route, so they had full dedication to just that. So, and it came out amazing. Mm-hmm. So it brings the worry up: is the single player going to suffer because of the multiplayer, or vice versa, or maybe both? Or is both going to be?
I think one of the unknown factors that people haven't been talking about a lot is the snap map feature, because there is almost unlimited possibilities of game modes and maps and player community. I mean, think about how many community-created maps there are in lots of FPS games today that we play. and they're giving you all the tools you need right there at the beginning to just go with it and make whatever kind of game mode and map you want. I think that's really where the life of this version of Doom is going to be, is in the snap map. I like it. It's fast, it's brutal, and it's fun. I mean, to me, that's all I really care about. I'm not a competitive player. I just like to play for fun.
I think some of the hardcore old school fans, they have their gripes, their legitimate gripes, and I see all of them. I realize, this is it's a far cry from the original Doom in a lot of ways, but I'm enjoying it for its own thing, and that's how I'm looking at it right now. It's like I'm just enjoying this for what it is. It's kind of the same feeling I had with the Tomb Raider reboot. I was like, this in no way is a Tomb Raider game, just to clarify.
Right.
But this is still a really good game.
Yeah, like when Tomb Raider, the new one, came out, I felt like, hey, they copied Uncharted. But then the more you play it, it's actually a decent game in its own right.
It is like Uncharted, but Uncharted's great, and I understand why they went that direction. And it was a good game.
Right. Yeah.
But to me, it wasn't a classic Tomb Raider game. There was no dual wield. They even joked about that a couple times. They were like, oh, look, 2 guns. Oh wait, you don't have 2 guns.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about the new Doom. Is some people have complained and said it's just Unreal Tournament. It's just Quake 3 again.
It's just,
but it's just a new
Halo.
Doom game, is what it is.
They copied Halo. No, Halo copied Doom.
Right. So hey man, everything changes with every iteration. It's been how many years since we've had a Doom game? Since Doom 3, it's been what, 10 years, something like that. So things are going to change. Things are going to be different. I think all that really matters is that core spirit and like the attitude of Doom. I think the music's there. I think the music's fantastic. The graphics look great, and for me, it's fun. I've had a blast playing it, so that's all that matters. It's a game, man. Have fun.
Yeah.
I probably won't buy it. It doesn't feel like Doom. It doesn't have any of the original guys making the maps. I will look at the single-player version of the game. So far, the multiplayer is way slower than I hoped it would be. I'm not sure how I feel about the loadouts. They did the loadouts in Quake about when I stopped playing Quake Live. The loadouts do 2 things. They fix the problem of most of the id games being a race to the rocket launcher.
Yeah.
I hated that. But they also
That's
now, it feels more like Call of Duty or something. Maybe starting with 1 gun instead of 3. I don't know. But I don't know. I might play it for single player, but I don't know. The pinnacle of level design for those types of games, for like the Doom games, really were American McGee, and you had John Romero. Those guys were geniuses with the level design, and it's really hard.
Oh, American McGee makes great. I'm waiting for them to make a new Alice, like so bad.
Even Tom Hall made some good levels, but for that style of the gameplay, my favorite levels have all been Doom 1 and 2. The Doom 3, the levels were okay, but they were mostly about jump scares and dark corners. Mm-hmm. They weren't as interesting and fun. Even the new level that John Romero made. You remember that one? He recently made a new Doom
one of the
level?
master levels?
No, he just like a few months ago just made a.
I didn't see that.
It's been 25 years, and then John Romero just released a new level for Doom. He's like, I had some extra time, so I made this Doom level. I guess he's got plenty of time or something. I don't know.
Oh, so download that.
But I jumped in and played through it. It's hard and it's fun as hell. It's just really fun. So I'm hoping that they'll be able to reproduce some of that with a single player, but we'll see.